You are not too late to make all of your dreams come true. You might feel stuck in the life that you've created for yourself, even though you've done absolutely everything right, yet it feels so wrong. Well, let me tell you, you're not too late. There's still so many things that you can do to get to an aligned place that your heart and soul yearns for. And we were actually all meant to enjoy life. Life is meant to be a pleasurable experience. And if that's not what you're living right now, if you're living in a place of misery, dread, dissatisfaction, know that there are things that you can do other than complaining, because complaining is not going to get you anywhere. And you're not alone. So many of us feel this way, but most people don't take action in the direction of their dream life. I will tell you, I went to college. I worked my ass off. I took the classes. I built the resume. I got the job. I moved to the dream city. I had the friends. I had the boyfriend. I had everything. I was living the dream life. And I was so unsatisfied. And what I notice now is that dissatisfaction, that discomfort, is not an invitation for crisis and for dissatisfaction the rest of your life. It's an invitation to change and be aligned and get closer to your soul's purpose. That desire is confirmation enough that there is more made for you in this lifetime, because if you didn't deserve more, then you wouldn't be desiring it. So, ways that you can actually get more in alignment with your purpose is by first getting really clear about what it is in your life currently that is heavy, makes you feel very heavy and dreadful. What is that? Maybe it's a certain friend. Maybe it's content that you're consuming. Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's alcohol. Maybe it's spreadsheets. Becoming aware to what those things are that make you feel heavy. Then, becoming aware of what it is that makes you feel light. Maybe it's putting your feet in the grass. Maybe it's lighting a candle. Maybe it's that one friend that you have coffee with every now and then. Maybe it's making yourself a cup of tea. Maybe it's going and doing karaoke. Whatever it is, what are the things, and making a list out of this. What are the things that make you feel heavy? What are the things that make you feel light? Then, looking at both of those and acknowledging, what is it that I can start replacing that makes me feel heavy with what makes me feel light? Because shifting your life does not have to be loud. You do not have to light the whole thing up and blow it up, whatever it is, which is what I did. I was unhappy with my life, and instead of taking baby steps and being demure, no, I lit the whole thing on fire, let it all crumble, and then I started anew. And I started leaning into those things that made me feel light. Don't get me wrong, there are still many things in life that I lean into, that you'll lean into, that make us feel heavy. Sometimes it's not possible to just completely cut them out of your life. But it is possible to start leaning into the things that bring more light to your life. So, once you have acknowledged, okay, what are those things that make me feel heavy? What are the people that make me feel heavy? The rooms that make me feel heavy? And how can I start removing them from my life and using that empty space to move the things that make me lighter into them? Of course, if there's a particular job that just makes you feel so heavy, what do you do on your way to work? What do you do on your way back from work? What do you do when you get home? What are you doing on the weekends? Are those things lifting you up and making you truly happy? If they are, well, that's great. But what are you doing in that time that is going to walk you closer to a life that is completely away from the darkness? So, if what is dissatisfying you in your life right now is the job, how can you, in that free time, start taking aligned action towards something that can give you the expertise that you would need in a new career that would actually bring you joy. And many times you don't actually even know what that dream career is. And it's okay if you don't. One of the ways to get to that place where you are working in the career of your dreams, it's by dreaming. It's by thinking, what is that thing that I would do if nobody were going to be disappointed by it? If I did not have to explain myself to a single soul, if money were not an issue, nothing. What is that thing? Starting to become more and more aware to it. You probably already know deep down in your soul there's that one thing. Maybe there's a few things, but there's really that one thing that you're like, no, but I could never. And maybe you think, no, I could never because you think I am too embarrassed to be a beginner at something. I'm too embarrassed to be seen trying. And that's when the people who have those dreams, who have made them a reality, will look at you and take no pity. Because they'll see a person who has access to a phone, a computer, a TV, whatever it is, listening to this podcast episode, watching this podcast episode, and not making their dreams come true. Like, right now, you're watching this motivational content. Are you actually going to get up off of your ass and start walking in the direction of your aligned dream life? Are you going to be able to dedicate 5 hours a week to your goals? Do you care enough about your life, the life that you were given, to make changes, to look out for yourself, to care for yourself, to be that dreamer? Because the people who make those dreams happen, well, they know that there's absolutely no difference between you and them. The only difference is the mindset, is the belief, is the faith that you can make your dreams a reality, because you absolutely can, and there's nothing holding you back. There's not. Okay, sure, maybe some people have a lot of money and then they don't have to worry about making money. Maybe you have to produce. Yeah, that's very real. But that doesn't mean that you should lose the faith, because a lot of people have to go through that, worrying about the money and whatever it is. Take advantage of the life that you were given by allowing yourself to dream, allowing yourself to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Because the discomfort is an invitation. Those desires were put there for a reason. They weren't just randomly placed. They're there for a reason. And you think, oh, everybody has this dream. No, they don't. No, they don't. I promise. Not everybody has the dream of recording themselves and inspiring people and being some sort of life coach. I do, though. And so I'm going to take aligned action and steps into that. And I'm creating this YouTube. And that's my aligned action. And you know what? It's a part of my peace. It's what brings me peace, because that's the thing. Once you start leaning into the thing that brings you joy, that brings you purpose, that makes you uncomfortable, it will actually be what in the future brings you your peace, your stability, your comfort. Because yes, in the beginning it's uncomfortable. You're like, what am I doing? Why me? This is embarrassing. This is cringy. But then down the line, that's going to be the thing that protects you, that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel comfortable with life, proud of yourself, and like you didn't waste it. But if you stay in that mundane life that doesn't bring you any real satisfaction, that every single day you dread going to that job, you dread the fact that you go to a job that you don't like and get paid not enough for a job that you don't like, yet you go home, you smoke a joint, and then you watch Mad Men. Okay, we're getting a little personal here. But yeah, that's what I did for a very long time, until finally I thought that the only way that I could get out of this life was by lighting it on fire. That's not true. If I had known then what I know now, which is so many people don't try, only 1% of people are successful, and that's not because 99% of people failed. It's because 99% of people did not try. You only fail when you stop trying, or if you never try. So keep trying, get up, take that aligned action. You don't have to be loud about it. You can be real quiet. Nobody needs to know that you're going to stop drinking on the weekends and instead you're going to start going to Bible study. I don't know what it is that lights you up, whatever it is. Nobody needs to know. Let your progress be silent, but just move. And remember that you have one life and that your desires are there for a reason, so start walking in that direction. And now that you've watched this, you know that you can absolutely do it. And if you don't, well, it's on you. It's on you, girl. You really want to be dissatisfied your entire life. Because they say life is short, but life is also the longest thing any of us do. So are you going to be dissatisfied for the rest of your life, or are you going to start making moves in the direction and inspiring people to do the same, to pursuing their projects, pursuing their dreams, loving their life, building their dream life? You got it, girl. Get off the phone. Stop living in a state of complete dissatisfaction. Find your joy, find your peace, take those baby steps. Lean into what makes you feel light. And be childlike again. Okay, see ya.